Good morning, Zero here, and you know what's really bad? When developers have to tell the fans to sell the high seas and pirate their video game because your practices are so scummy. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about G2A. G2A, if you haven't heard of them, is this site right here. So let me bring this up for you to take a look at. And no, I do not consent for you to have anything from me. But essentially, they sell a lot of gaming merchandise and some other stuff, DLCs, gift cards, and they sell them pretty cheaply. We'll go with that. Now, how do they do this, you ask? Well, they get CD keys. Back in the day, do I have anything laying around to show you? I don't. Anyway, back in the day when you got a game, it usually came with a key that was inside the packaging somewhere that you had to occasionally put in. Like if you had World of Warcraft or, one of the other Blizzard titles and some of the other games out there, there'd be these little CD keys. Yeah. We'll look at this for a second. This is Mega Man Legends 2. It's not got a CD key. But you'd go in, you'd open it like so, and there'd be like a CD key somewhere in here. Yeah. That's horrible. I can't figure out what to do, and I've got a cat on my lap. I know it's completely random, but this is apparently the new family member around here. Yeah. So, anyway, they would get those keys, and in this day and age, they're digital keys, so they're done a little differently. When you buy from, say, Steam, you can go off to the right side of the game page there and look at your CD keys for a lot of these games, whether it's a Sims game, Skyrim, other things. You can get a list of the DLC you've bought and the keys that are in there as well. And this site here does a lot of reselling of those keys. Like right here. Random 10 keys, Steam keys global. See that right there? That's what I'm talking about. This is what they dabble in. And cat, you are gone. Okay, adios. See ya. Enjoy. They deal with these keys. The problem is that a lot of the times they get these keys through illicit means, sort of more like, I guess, borderline illegal, because they'll buy them from somebody else kind of deal. They don't exactly get them from the developers. And what happens is gamers will go on and play or buy a key, like for instance, Call of Duty Black Ops here. Black Ops 3 Steam key global should work. I buy that for €12.49. It's a pretty dang good deal considering it's a $60 game. However, there's a good chance that key's not going to work for me. A lot of the times, and it may work for a bit and then it gets shut off. What happens is a lot of these keys are bought with stolen credit cards and things like that. And as a result, G2A has got not exactly a stellar reputation out there in the gaming world. It's not exactly your first place to go shopping for anyway. I mean, you can get some good deals, but as a result, they have a very bad reputation, especially in the eyes of the developers, which is what we're talking about right now, as well as something else they recently just did, because this happened about 8 days ago, where developers started telling people to sell the high seas instead of using G2A. But essentially, you've got a few developers here. Mike Ross, in the latest episode of G2A, G2A has taken out sponsored ads on Google, which means that when you search for our game, you get G2A popping up above our own links. And we make zero money on our games if people buy through the ad. And when you try to turn off the ad, well, you can't turn off the ad. Please, if you're going to buy a game from G2A, just pirate it instead, genuinely. Devs don't see a penny either way, so we much rather G2A doesn't see money either. And, of course, you've got another one here Another dev going, yeah, please torrent our games instead of buying from G2A. They're not exactly fond of G2A, which I don't blame them. G2A is pretty scummy with how they do things, especially, you know, it sucks to buy a game and then find out you don't have the game, because then you get mad at the developer, which is the biggest issue here. Gotta have that coffee first thing in the morning. But you say I did buy that Black Ops key. What's going to happen is I'll go use that key. That key may not work. It may work and then get shut off later down the line because it was bought with somebody else's credit card or whatever the deal may be. It was a stolen key. You know, that G2A bought in a bulk super cheap or whatever, you know, $10 for 100 keys, and they're selling them for whatever they're selling for a profit. Yeah. Then I get mad at the developer. I go and I contact whoever developed the game and like, hey, what gives? I bought this. They ask, how did I buy it? I tell them G2A. They go, oh, well, you might want to talk to them about it because we didn't do anything. Then you go and talk to G2A and they're just like, oh, we have nothing that we can do about it. We're a facilitator. That's all we do. We don't actually sell the product. We just enable you to purchase the product from another person and all this other stuff. So then they don't do anything to refund you and all that good stuff, which is just lovely. And it's a nice big whole kerfuffle that you have to deal with. But this is the bigger thing right now. G2A has offered 10 outlets, apparently, the chance to publish a pre-written advertorials without disclosure. Now, if you know anything about YouTube and other stuff, a lot of people got into a lot of issues, you know, a few years back or whatever, about disclosing different sponsorships and stuff like that. Now you've got to say in the video, this is sponsored. You got to splash it somewhere. Sponsored. It's got to be in the description. Sponsored. It's got to be in the title. Sponsored, and all this other stuff. And they have the same thing going on over at like Instagram and Twitter and wherever else. You've got to put sponsored and all this stuff everywhere to let people know that it is a sponsored ad or whatever. Because people got into a lot of trouble over it. Anyway. G2A, on the other hand, is apparently in the processes of writing some articles, or I'm sorry, they're writing unbiased articles about themselves, which is hilarious to think about. Yeah, so I'm going to write an unbiased article of myself? Yeah, that should go over real well. Yeah, anyway. And they're wanting people to publish it. The problem is, somebody out of those 10 people decided to drop the information that they were given because, you know, as it is, game journalists and websites such as that, you know, like Kotaku and other things, have had a lot of issues lately with ethics. I mean, you know, you got ethics right here, I guess, and, you know, Kotaku's like, all these other places, Mary Sue and stuff, are like way down here. They don't know what ethics is. They don't know what ethics are. They don't even care about ethics half the time. But there are a few good things out there, a few good journalists who actually are journalists in the field who actually care about the ethics and stuff. But, you know, so I guess it's a good thing that somebody came out and said something, because now we can look at them and go, well, they're more ethically sound than the other 9 who apparently didn't even bother to tell anybody. And it'd be really funny if they actually put up the article before the whistle was blown on it and we could see where exactly that is. And I would wager it'd be Kotaku or something, if anything. But this tweet dropped from Thomas from Some Indie Games. And it goes, no. What is it about? It's this here. My name is Adrian, and I represent a global digital market called G2A.com. Our company is one of the biggest and most popular trading platforms in the world. It is a place where buyers and sellers of games and other digital physical goods meet to make transactions. And I am contacting you because I think your website matches our interests perfectly, and we would like to find out more about publishing and advertising opportunities that you can offer. You know what I miss? Half.com. Did you ever hear about that one? It was through eBay. I don't like eBay. I hate eBay. But Half.com was pretty good. I bought a lot of my old used games through there. I miss that place. Anyway, at the moment, we are trying to improve our brand awareness and public image. I wonder why. Because they are facilitating these transactions between people. The problem is, a lot of these keys that people are selling through them tend to not be real. Oh, and do you know how they want to combat that? You know, they've actually gone out on record and said, look, hey, developers, we could fix this. However, what you need to do is give us all your keys. Yeah, because that's not going to go over well. You're dealing with a company that's not exactly on the, not exactly running things very ethically to begin with. And then they want you to give you all their keys so they can cross-check and cross-reference and all that good stuff to see if the keys that are being sold on their site are actually keys and not like fakes or anything like that, or stolen and all that other good stuff. But I wouldn't trust them with that task at the moment. Oh, okay. Especially among the Indian smaller game developers. Unfortunately, the majority of the public does not understand either our business model or how we try to make sure our customers can safely purchase digital goods. It's probably because you don't. There have been plenty of people out there who have tried contacting you because the key didn't work, or it came back and stopped working because it was stolen or whatever, and you're just like, sorry, not our problem. You have no safety. You're not ensuring any kind of customer safety purchasing digital products. You haven't in the past anyway, so if this is a new thing for you, we're going to have to see it before we believe it. But, and as for understanding your business model, we do. We really do. We're not as dumb as you think we are. I mean, it's bad enough that companies like EA and Activision and stuff think we're dumb. We know what we're doing. We know what's going on. We want to make sure people understand we do everything we can to support gaming community, and that we introduce each possible method to assure every side is satisfied. But you don't. You never do. That's why you should never use G2A, kids. Stay away from them. They will rob you blind and not care. We have written an unbiased article about how selling stolen keys on gaming marketplaces is pretty much impossible. They can't even just say impossible. They go with the pretty much impossible, because it's pretty much impossible. Actually, it's really damn easy. You steal the key, you sell it. It's not hard. Let's see. Say you got a bunch of Steam stuff. All right. So say you get a bunch of random Steam keys. Do you know how you easily steal these things and then sell them up for like $2.99 for 10 of them or whatever? Or $4.99 for premium Steam keys? Or just a $1.99 for a premium key? This is how you do it. You work at some place like GameStop, and they've got the cards there. And then suddenly, a stack of 100 of those cards go missing for some reason. Nobody knows what happened to them. They didn't get checked in, whatever, because it went into your backpack, and you took it home, and you ripped them off, and now you're selling them on eBay or whatever, going, hey, good key, good key. and you're selling them on G2A. That's how you sell a stolen key. It's not been registered, which is the worst part, because when you do try to put it in, see how this works, or at least this is how it worked when I was working in the electronics and stuff like that. You would have to scan the card, and scanning the card and selling the card would then activate the key in the system. So when they do take it home or flip up their phone or whatever and type in the key to their Steam account, it would be good and ready to go. However, if it doesn't get scanned and sold, the key actually doesn't get activated. That's how they find out if it's been stolen or whatnot. And then, of course, sometimes there are issues. Not saying it doesn't happen, and that's when they're like, do you have your receipt? Can you send us this, that, and everything, so we can just confirm everything. So I'm not 100% sure where I was before the child walked into the room. So there's going to be a block missing, and we're going to come back right now. So stolen Steam keys, gets activated, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Anyway, and it makes it really, really easy to sell these things through a site like G2A, especially when G2A isn't taking any heat from anything. They're just like, sorry, you'll just have to contact the seller or whatever, and, you know, we're not going to do anything else further. Anyway, it is a transparent, and just review of, I can't read now. And just review of the problem of the stolen keys reselling. Below, I've attached an excerpt of the article. If you want the full story, just let me know. That's it. Anyway, essentially, they're asking people like, which I would assume some of these websites would be Kotaku, the Mary Sue, those other places, probably PC Gamer, anyway, and several other sites. They probably hit some smaller, or maybe they just hit smaller sites, I don't know, smaller developers, and said, hey, you know, you got a site, here, throw this up there. And then what would happen? Okay, that's what it is. They hit the smaller ones, and what would happen is then Kotaku and them would pick up on it, Polygon and stuff, and go, oh, we should copy and paste this, change a few words here and there, because that's what they really do. I mean, have you read some of their articles? They're like reading the exact same article 20-some different times with a few words swapped around. But anyway, we go ahead and we just take a look. Sponsored post without disclosing. Is that even legal? No, it's not. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's illegal, because we had that huge kerfuffle, you know, several years ago, where people were making sponsored videos, not disclosing them, and well, now everything's got to be disclosed. So yeah, it's a bit illegal, and we are accused of being unethical. We have written their article about how we're not unethical. Would you like to publish it unethically? Yeah, seriously. And then G2A has a new comment a little bit later. These emails were sent by our employee without authorization, for which we apologize to at some indie gamers and 9 other media outlets he sent the proposal to. He will face strict consequences, as this is absolutely unacceptable. No, you know what happened? You got caught. Somebody, like Thomas here, decided, yeah, I'm gonna throw this up so everybody can see how unethical you really are, that you're gonna sit there and have this article written up, ask me to then publish said article on your behalf without telling anybody that it was by you, for you, or anything like that. Come on now. Thomas did the right thing. But yeah, so they got caught. They're a little bit miffed. I really don't see anything happening, because unless somebody actually, I guess, releases the name of who this person was, nobody's probably going to even know who it was, and they're just going to say, oh, we'll take care of it, and nothing's going to happen, because they got their hands caught in the cookie jar, and that was it. They're gonna do damage control at this point. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Until then, I will talk to you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.